Hello, lovelies! Eurovision season is back in full swing, and that, of course, means that your favorite seasonal YouTuber, me, is back. So, obviously, on this show, I react to Eurovision songs, and actually, last year I was doing reviews rather than reactions because I just didn't want to wait till I shoot all the episodes before I can get to know the songs, right? But then one person commented that they preferred the reaction format, and that's just how it is. I'm just a puppet. Whatever you tell me to do, I'll do it. So I decided, oh no, I need to get back to doing reaction videos. And also it's good because I don't have to prepare for these as much, because there's just supposed to be kind of first reaction, off the cuff sort of thing. So, hey, today I decided that we could have a look at... Okay, today I decided that we should look at Albania, Belgium, Ireland, Slovenia, and Ukraine. I think that because those were those were the earliest countries to announce their participants and the songs, because, some of the participants had been known for a while, but they still don't have the songs out. These 5 countries actually do have their songs released, so therefore there is stuff that I can react to, number one. I think Ukraine probably was the first one. So let's go ahead and start with Ukraine, because like I said, they were the first. I mean, maybe they weren't, but I feel like they were the first. There's no information on the Eurovision website as of now, because, no one's posting the artist bios yet. We're very early on in the process. So I had to do a little bit of Googling, and on Wikipedia, I found that the band Tvorci, who were chosen in Vidbir, are a Ukrainian electronic music duo from Ternopil. So, number one, electronic, that already makes me happy. So I have high hopes for this. They have released 4 albums, so that tells me that they're pretty established artists. Sorry about my cat. And yeah, they already competed to represent Ukraine in 2020, but of course, remember back then, Goa won easily, so they were defeated, but they are back again. There was again some drama around Vidbir, but would it even be Vidbir if there was no drama? Let's be honest. So I think the artist that came second accused Tvorci of doing things that were against the rules of the contest or whatever, but didn't change the decision by the broadcaster. So yeah. So really, this was mini drama compared to last year. Or 2019, So, of course, Tvorci were chosen in the national selection, so yay! And I'm not sure, but I believe this song is in English. The title is in English, though, Heart of Steel, so boo! Oh, it's short, 2 minutes 45 seconds. Okay.
Sometimes gotta let it go.
Yeah, it's in English.
Sometimes gotta look away.
Boo.
I feel life is just a game, and I'm playing for the win.
I like the staging.
Don't be scared to say just what
They could keep it for the, Eurovision final. I think it would look pretty cool. Just scale it up,
Don't get what you say, Don't get how you feel. Get out of my way. Yes, I got a heart of steel through you.
Right, I'm not saying anything, so it's not going very well, right? See, this is also why I did reviews last year, because it's just easier to find stuff to say after you've watched the video or listened to it a couple of times. In general, it sounds a little bit more to me, a little bit more like R&B So the song was inspired by the defense of Azovstal steel factory in near Mariupol, and so of course it's kind of refers to the current situation in Ukraine, and it has a kind of like patriotic, message. But I mean, maybe that's why, because I read that that's what the song was inspired by. I was kind of expecting something that would give me a little bit more oomph and would be maybe a little bit more dramatic. This is like very groovy and very sort of cool, right? Instead of sort of being very, very emotion packed, right? Because like I wasn't really feeling much listening to this. I'm sorry, but you're probably hearing my cat digging in his litter box. Anyways, so in general, I feel like I would have liked for the song to be a little bit bigger. I like very dramatic, very, I don't know, full of pathos and emotion, emotional songs. This is a little bit of a letdown for me. I was kind of hoping for more, Okay, so let's move on to our next contestant, and we're going to listen to Albania now. Albania is represented this year by Albina and Familia Kelmendi. So Albina Kelmendi, according to Wikipedia, rose to fame in Albania after placing second on The Voice of Albania in 2014. Basically, as you could guess from the name of the band, I mean, it's Albina and Familia, so that she actually performs with her family, right? And actually, Wikipedia posted like the entire a list of Voice of Albania performances that she did, and one of those was Sus by Rona Nishlu, who represented Albania at Eurovision Song Contest in 2012. And that's exactly the song that they were performing. So that's interesting. Also, it's a very difficult song. So if she won performing that one, then I'm guessing she's a very good vocalist. And Albania generally for the last couple of years was mostly competing with stuff that sounded very ethnic, sounded very... very much inspired by their traditional folk music. So it's kind of what I'm hoping for here as well. And anyway, so she was, of course, chosen in the national selection. So the song seems to be in Albanian because the title is Duje. That does not sound English, right? So yay! Okay, let's hear it. So this is going to be the national selection live performance. Festivalie Kegnes, I think that's what they call it in Albania. Thank you. Oh my god, I wish I could sing like that. It's... Those are probably her parents there. I noticed that Albanian entries very often have an interesting structure to their songs. It's not like A, B, A, B, C, A, B thing, which I like, but sometimes like the first time I hear it, it seems a little bit chaotic. I definitely had the same feeling about last year's Albanian entry, that the first time I heard it, I didn't like it that much because it felt a little bit all over the place, and I'm feeling it here as well. That's the only thing. Other than that, I'm loving this. Oh my god, and that finish with her just weeping. Oh god. That was good. No, this is everything that I love when it comes to Eurovision, so I have nothing to complain about, honestly. This is very good. The only things that, you could maybe complain about are the ones that I mentioned, but other than that, great job. Next up on our list is Belgium, represented by Gustav, who was chosen in the national selection, so yay! But his song, Because of You, is in English, so boo! By the way, when it comes to the national selection, actually, his song won by just 1 point, and the other song that placed second, Roller Coaster, that one actually topped the televote, but the juries basically were more in love with Because of You. The song is supposed to be about the joy of being yourself. Gustav, who is a member of the LGBTQ community, wrote this song and another one to compete for the Eurovision this year. This was supposed to be the lighter club anthem kind of song out of the two, but both were basically about the same themes. So anyway, let's have a look and let's see what it's like. Hey, so this is Ada from the future, and it turns out that filming the previous segment, I didn't plug in my earphones. Sometimes I'm so clueless and I don't realize that even though I have only one earphone in, I can also hear stuff with my other ear, and I somehow don't connect the two things, that something's wrong here. So what's probably gonna happen, because I don't want to reshoot it, this is supposed to be first reaction, right? So I'm just going to cut the audio of that video, and I'm just going to subtitle the whole thing, because yeah.
And when the world got me going crazy, I'll carry on, and it's all because of you. Because of you. Come on. Remember when the world got me going crazy, I carry on, 'cause I know I do. Hey! Because of you. Remember when they tried to break us? Well, look at us now. You told me the right thing at the right time, and you got me feeling wild. See, now I love myself much more, despite of the things that you said and done. They'll never kill this fire. Your love will take me higher. So because of you, because of you, because of you.
Particularly memorable, but it's a pleasant song, so that's what's good about it. It has good, nice energy, good for dancing, so good job there, Okay, so our next contestant is Slovenia. So actually, I put Slovenia and Ireland together right at the end because I think that they are quite similar entries. I mean, they might turn out to be totally different, but at least what I learned about these two bands is pretty similar. So Joker Out, representing Slovenia, is described as an indie rock band on Wikipedia, and so is the Irish representatives. So are the Irish representatives Wild Youth. Both of these bands also were started in 2016. So Joker Out was chosen through internal selection, so boo. The song, however, is supposed to be entirely in Slovenian, so yay! That's great, and generally Slovenia has been putting out these great songs in their national language. In 2018, right, Hvala neba ile nasrk was very cool. Last year, that was also a song in Slovenian, Sebi 2021? No, then 2021 definitely not. 2019, I guess, was probably Sebi. So anyway, I hope it's gonna be good. Let's hear it. The song is titled Carpe Diem. I wonder what that's about. Yeah, this time I'm definitely only hearing it in one earphone, so. They remind me a little bit of last year's Slovenian representatives because they also have this sort of a retro vibe going when it comes to their clothes. It's definitely more rock than the other one, right? That riff was nice. Oh yeah. That's a nice bridge. That's a nice bridge. I don't know how I feel about the chorus. It kind of sounds a little bit like a, generic chorus. It sounds very kind of smooth, sure. Sounds definitely like something that I would hear on the radio, but doesn't sound distinctive enough. Which was also kind of the case with last year's Slovenian song, right? Like, it didn't feel distinctive enough in terms of the melody, because definitely their style was different than what everybody else was giving, I think, last year, but there just wasn't enough of, like, it just wasn't catchy enough, and I think this one as well could use more catchiness, like, it's nice. It did definitely give a nice sort of vibe. They're pretty looking boys and everything, so that helps. But we'll see. I'm like, okay with it. Okay, so now we're on our last entry for today, which is Ireland. And we're going to listen to the band Wild Youth. Like I said before, it's an indie rock band formed in 2016 in Dublin. Honestly, I don't think that they have released an album yet, because on Wikipedia it doesn't say anything about an album. They've released a couple of songs and a mini album. They have toured with Westlife though, which is very impressive. And actually, the lead vocalist, according to Wikipedia, has worked with Agneta Felskog of ABBA fame, right? And Britney Spears. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, let's listen. By the way, of course, this song was chosen in a national selection, so yay! And unfortunately, it's in English, so boo. I'm going to continue booing Irish songs in English. Just give us a song in Irish. One time!
We take our first breath, and then we exhale.
It sounds 100% like a Eurovision song, like... It kind of looked like he didn't want to, like, sing that one bit because he was afraid he's not gonna be able to hit the note. I mean, if you know that you have backing vocalists there, then yeah. Don't go for it if you don't think you can make it, because sometimes you just know it's not gonna come out right. So, that's strategy, or like, that's more like tactics. That's tactics for you. The same thing again, he like dodged the microphone. I'm like, okay. Anyways, I definitely would like him to enunciate a little bit more, because when he does that bit, we might be different and whatever. Like, the first part I get, we might be different, but the rest, it's like, I'm sort of reading the lyrics in the background there on the screens, because if I just listened to him, I wouldn't be able to understand what he was singing, Okay, well now he's singing this part we are one, and so he's pulling it off. But anyway, that was kind of just funny. Sort of like, hey, you take it from here. I'm just gonna stand here and like wave at the audience instead. Well, it was fine. It just sounded a little bit generic. Again, it's like I had the same feeling last year, you know, like, I don't know. Arlen needs to do some soul searching and, you know, and try to come up with maybe more original and unique sounding stuff. Okay, so because this was the last song of today, I should probably pick my favorite one. So from this list, I definitely liked the Albanian song the most. It was giving me everything that I love. So yeah, it was ethnic. It was great vocals, you know, that thingy, you know, with that, you know, singers do in like Middle Eastern and Turkish music with, you know, kind of, I don't know, with that voice just sort of going up and down on one note. It's just, it sounds amazing. I just love that. It sounds so cool. The other songs were definitely like, you know, the Ukrainian and the Belgian song were both quite cool. I don't think that they were like groundbreaking in any way. And when it comes to the last two, not my kind of thing very much. So anyway, all in all, maybe slightly underwhelming episode. But I'm hoping that there's going to be some more exciting stuff coming up later on. So stay tuned for that. So thank you very much for joining me today as usual. I love you all. If you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments. Like and subscribe, you know, all that stuff that all the YouTubers always ask you to do. And see you on the next episode of Eurosis. So, bye!